Oh, good evening, guys. Sorry, the camera was taking a few minutes there to play nicely. Yeah, it's gonna be a different. I was gonna say it's gonna be a bit of a different slash shorter stream tonight. I am ill. Been getting my kids are ill. My wife is ill. I'm a bit ill. I wanted to see if anyone had any questions about the 10th edition stuff. Um, that we could answer. So if anyone's got any questions about any of the 10th edition stuff that was shared, that was leaked, do I find the price of the box acceptable? It's supposed to be 150 bucks, right? I think if you put it side by side with the Indomitus set, which was like 120, probably seems reasonable. But with a few years of crazy inflation worldwide because the world's gone to shit, and I think it's slightly more models. I think there's a couple more Marine models, and you obviously got a Dreadnought in there. So yeah, I think it's a decent price. If you can find somebody to trade the Tyranid half, if you don't care about Tyranids, you find someone to trade, then essentially for 150, what you get 10 Terminators, 10 Stern Guard, 20 Flamer guys, 2 Dreadnoughts. Then when you put that like that, that's actually not bad, right? That says the biggest decision is, do I start NIDS? Yeah, I mean, I guess that's a serious decision, isn't it, Miles? How are you? So yeah, if there's anyone's got some specific 10th edition questions, put them in chat. Otherwise, it's going to be a pretty brief stream. We aren't getting many people submitting lists anymore for 9th edition. I guess everybody's on the 10th edition hype train. Like me, I imagine lots of people are painting stuff up for 10th edition. You could sell the other half on eBay. That would work and save you some money. I've been working on this little. I put the head on this Primaris guy from last night. I did do some green stuff shenanigans with him. So I mean, everybody's painting like crazy for the new edition, getting prepared. I can't decide what I'm doing with my NIDs. If someone comes in wanting my NIDs, I'll probably trade them. If I don't get a trade with them, then it's probably going to be my kid's first army. And maybe I'll just slap contrast paint on all of them and do them super quick. Okay, yeah, 150 for the box seems good. Is anyone upset about the price? I think it seems reasonable. I guess if the Dreadnought looks goofy, he probably just looks a little bit weird because you're used to seeing him with a fist, right? Or double fists. I want to see him next to Redemptor. Or next to a Brutalis. And then we'll decide if he looks goofy, I guess. Because, I mean, that's kind of what he's supposed to be next to, right? Jacob says I was looking at the new Stern Guard and I do not like them at all. They don't look unique from normal Space Marines. I mean, Stern Guard typically have those little cloaks from the waist down and some little extra relics on them. You gotta remember these are easy to build ones essentially, so they're not gonna have super amounts of customization. I thought they looked okay. I mean, what does Stern Guard look like at the moment? Oh, okay, they had a bit more custom chest pieces, and they had more custom shoulder pads. Well, yeah, okay, I can see why. They look a lot more generic than the Stern Guard. You know, when you put them in the made to order boxes, I guess, or the easy to build boxes, they're going to be a bit simpler, aren't they? It does make me work. That's why I was saying, like, if you want the Blood Angels Terminators, the Blood Angels Assault Terminator Squad, you probably need to pick them up sooner rather than later, because they have a ton of Blood Angel stuff on them. Like there's Blood Angels logos on the on both Lightning Claws. They've got custom shoulders. They got these Blood Angel bits on the Thunder Hammers. They got Blood Angel's wing. Like if you want a squad of these guys, if this Stern Guard is anything to go off, like if this is what Stern Guard are, and this is what they used to be, then you can bet your ass that the Blood Angels Terminators are going to be a hell of a lot more generic, right? Tabards is the word for the cloth. Is it? Tabards. Okay. I didn't know that. I thought tabard was something you put above your head, maybe. Okay. Yeah, I mean, okay, I can hear what you're saying. The Stern Guard are a lot less. They're a lot more generic, but is it just generic because they have to fit any chapter? But then you could argue these guys fit every chapter, right? And they don't look generic at all. Even Fox, even Adrian. Okay, let's get into tonight's first list. And like I said, it's a bit of a weird show. We only have one list submitted this week. So if you want to get your list submitted for 9th edition, I guess what's going to happen is we're not going to get many submissions for the next couple of months, and then when 10th edition comes, we're going to have 100 submissions to get through in 1 week, which is never going to happen. But here's an Arts of Omen list. I'm going with an even split of fast attack and durable units. The plan is to do data and oaths. It's going to be so weird that like the standard missions are gone for the new one. Blade Guard to combat squad and go in Impulsor. I am in a very melee heavy meta, so I need to start with as much CP as possible to suppress fire and do interrupts. Okay, I mean that makes sense. So he starts on 4 CP. That's a decent amount to start on. You've got Dante with Heroic Bearing, and he is the Warlord. I guess if you like Heroic Bearing, you like it. I genuinely dislike it. To submit a list, you want to go over to the Community tab, which is just on the YouTube channel. Let me just plug my phone in. It needs batteries, so it wakes me up in the morning. So go over to the Community tab on the YouTube channel, which is like YouTube Blood Angels at, I think it's BA Commander, yeah, and then click over in the community and post your list in the latest community post. You can actually post it in any community post, but just make sure you post it as a comment here, and I just need it as text. Okay, yeah, thanks, I'll be fine. It's just a bit of a sickness bug, or a coughing bug, or a bit of an illness. I don't know. I'm gonna do this one list that we got submitted. I'm gonna chat a little bit about 10th edition, and I'm gonna log off early and go to bed. So, unfortunately, I've got to go to work in the morning. All right, I do get paid sick days now, but I don't want to use them all up in case I need them for something that I feel worse, if that makes sense. All right, we've got Veil of Time, Null Zone, and Psychic Fortress. We have a Combi Melta, we have Psychic Mastery. I mean, that all makes sense. Mighty Heroes might be good here. We talked the other week about how Might of Heroes might be cool with Commander Dante. I could get on board with that. But Veil of Time, Psychic Fortress, Null Zone all seems fine. We've got a Sangre Priest with Rites of War. Again, I'm not a huge fan of Rites of War in the Sangre Priest, but I am a fan of Rites of War. So I guess if you don't have a good character to give it to, I guess you give it to the Sangre Priest. When I say good character, I mean a survivable character. You got 2 squads of Infiltrators, cool. You got the 6 Blade Guard Veterans, which are combat squadding. You've got 5 Death Company with 4 hammers. You got 5 Death Company with 5 Infernal Pistols and Power Swords. I'm actually painting a squad of these right now. They're going to be one of the last units I probably get painted in time for 10th edition. I think the one thing to say, and you know what, we'll look at the roadmap in a minute and answer some questions around that. We've got the Ironclad Dreadnought with the Chain Fist, a couple of Hunter Killer missiles, assault launchers, and the combat weapon. I think that's the right way to run the Ironclad. I like it that way. We've got 5 Sangre Guard, 2 Infernal Pistols. I would make it 5 Infernal Pistols if you can. We've got 5 Terminators, 4 with Thunder Hammers. Oh, actually, they're all with Thunder Hammers. I always like to have at least 1 or 2 guys with Lightning Claws, just in case you run into something that's that just does 1 damage. Thunder Hammers are really inefficient against 1 wound enemies. And they often miss quite a lot as well, because you just hit on 4s. You've got Battle Predators ×2, with the Stormbolt or the Twin Assault and the 2 Heavy Flamers. I do like double Battle Predator. And you've got Whirlwind with the Castle Launcher, Hunt or Killer Missile on the Whirlwind. I guess it's 5 points, take it or leave it. I don't think it provides any value. And then you've got the Shield Dome on the Impulsor. So Impulsor with the Blade Guard inside, the Terminators and the Ironclad, the 2 Death Company, the 1 Sanguinary Guard. I'd definitely put more Infernal Pistols in that Sanguinary Guard if you can. Librarian, Priest, Dante. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of standard to what we're seeing in Arcs of Omen, where Blood Angels are trying to keep the speed, but we're trying to add some durability into it. We're also trying to add in a little bit of shooting. Be really interesting to see where Battle Predators and Gladiators come out in 10th edition with the new rules, won't it? You've also got the Impulsor. You've got Rites of War. You've got a couple of Infiltrator squads. You've got the new Dante. I'm not sure I feel like you need Heroic Bearing on him, but I guess it gives you a bigger bubble of rerolls for core, which can be okay. I still don't have my new Dante. It's really frustrating. I don't know when he's getting dispatched. I was checking every day, like where's Dante, where's Dante, where's Dante. Now I'm like, fucking A, I've given up checking every day. Just disappointed now that I've not got him like 2 weeks after everybody else has got him. Yeah, Blood Angels Chaplain, I'd love to see a list. Jacob says that's what's got me worried about cooler Firstborn kits. Yeah, I wasn't really worried. Well, I have been saying for a while that I feel like this squad of Terminators, I have 2 squads of these guys. And I love them because I think they're really unique and they're really cool. I don't know why I would ever need 3 squads of them. Like, I don't think there would be any reason, any need ever to have 3 squads of them. But I was honestly really tempted to be like, man, I just want another squad of them, because I think that when they're replaced, they're going to get... I think what we're going to get is we're going to get a new Terminator kit. We obviously are getting the new Terminator kit here in this box set, right? This is the new Terminator kit. Obviously, they're going to make an assault version of this kit. And then I think they're going to sell a Terminator upgrade sprue. So like a bloody... They might not even... I was going to say, they might not even think of the Death Watch upgrade sprue. You guys know the Death Watch upgrade sprue? So the Death Watch upgrade sprue at the moment has 2 Terminator shoulder pads on it. Right arm. That's it. So like, potentially, if we look at the Blood Angels upgrade sprue, and I think it's actually kind of a terrible sprue, honestly. There's 2 sprues, they're both out of stock. This was your Firstborn upgrade sprue. So your Firstborn one had like, what, 11 different shoulder pads, a couple of bits and a goblet, and then like 3 different helms and a couple of unique chests as well. So this, like, I like this. This was a good upgrade sprue. I think it was a good one because you got all these custom shoulder pads and stuff. And then this was the Primaris one where like there was no real custom shoulder pads. It's just like 3 aggressor shoulder pads or 3 Gravis shoulder pads with blood drops on them and 6 regular ones. One's different, but like it's not great. It's nothing like these ones, right? With all the intricate bits and details on them. The Primaris one is trash, says James. Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm trying to say. And you got a chain sword, whoop-de-doo, and a bolt pistol, whoop-de-doo, and a couple of blood drops. And honestly, I don't really use these blood drops. Like, they're small, and they hang down, and they also break. I don't really use these at all, whereas, like, 100% I use this helmet, and this, and this, and this helmet. And I love these wreathed helmets. I had so many of these. I used to put one of these on every like sergeant slash sergeant. Every sergeant in my squad would have one of these like helmets with the laurels on it. Maybe is this still in stock in the UK? I don't even know how much this costs anymore. I haven't bought one of these in years. And apparently, when I clicked to change my country, the website just died on me. Nice. I was gonna say, can I change this to GB? $10. Okay. It might be, you know, what I was saying. It might be worth picking up if you can. Might be worth picking up a box of these, because I guess this is gonna go if this hasn't gone the way of the dinosaur, it probably is going the way of the dinosaur. What's funny though is, remember that all Primaris shoulder pads all Primaris models, like regular Primaris, are compatible with the same shoulder pads. So why couldn't we have had some of these nice, cool shoulder pads in this upgrade sprue, rather than this upgrade sprue being kind of trash? The only nice thing, I suppose, is you've got the Primaris helmet with the blood drop. But you only get one of them. Whereas this one, you got like 3 custom helmets. So these were the same price. I don't think an arm with a chainsword and a bolt pistol are all that useful. I think this was released before there was any, like... I think this would have been released right at the start of 8. Before you could buy, like, assault intercessors, which have shitloads of bolt pistol and chainsword arms in them anyway. Hello, Phil. How you doing? Atlas says here's hoping we get the Black Templar treatment with upgrades. Do Black Templars get a good upgrade sprue? Oh, it's expensive, but they do get one. Still not that much customization on the shoulders, right? They're all very samey. And only like 2 helmeted heads. It's better, I suppose, but the price is kind of crazy as well, actually. What's that in UK? Is that like 25? 21? Okay. It's way more expensive in US dollars for some reason. I guess it's better. It's not great, but it's better. So yeah, I guess whoever started the whole discussion about not liking the Stern Guard because they don't look nearly as customizable or cool as the Firstborn Stern Guard, I guess you've got a good point. I guess it might be it's going to be an expensive couple of months, right? Because like I still have to pay my commission guy like $300 for boarding actions, so I need what, like $150 for the new box set. I think you probably want to get it might be worth getting one more of these sprues, because I don't know how long they're going to be around. The sprue is much better than the Primaris sprue for Blood Angels. If you want more Blood Angels Terminators with the old cool-ass kits, you might want to have to get... like, even the banner, right? Like, let's say they do a new Primaris Terminator kit, or whatever you want to call it. They're not gonna it's not going to have this Blood Angel specific banner on it, is it? You're going to want this banner for your new... what do we even call them? I guess they're just new Terminators. Did they actually... it's going to be confusing, because there's like 3 versions of the Terminators now. You've got the old metal ones, you've got the scaled up ones, because they're actually bigger than the metal ones. Now you've got the new ones, but these are not... should we just call them Primaris Terminators on the channel? Like, what the... just to distinction them, like... or the 10th edition Terminators, that's maybe what we call them. So, like... if you want the cool ass Blood Angels banner for your 10th edition Terminators, that's not going to be in the... probably not going to be in the standard box, right? One of the best sources of bits is the Blood Angels Tactical Marine box set. Yeah, I mean, I think the Firstborn Death Company box is actually a great source of bits as well. It's one of the... because everything works with the Primaris. So if you look at like the Firstborn Death Company kit, you get like 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 17, 18, yeah, like 18 Is that 19? Did I miscount? So you get like 19 custom shoulder pads. You get a bunch of backpacks, and you get a bunch of like really cool Blood Angels jump packs. I guess I don't know if they're going to be useful anymore. So in that one sprue you get 19 shoulder pads, and in the other sprue, I guess you get your 20th shoulder pad, but you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You just get 5 helmeted heads. I felt like you got more. Maybe it's just 5, is it? Yeah, okay, you just get 5 helmeted heads. But yeah, I think it's the 20 custom shoulder pads that does it for me, that makes this Blood Angels, the Death Company set really good. And I guess you get a ton of bolters. If you were going to be using bolters or anything. I don't think many people are using bolters anymore, though, right? Sorry, let's go back to Gary's list for a second. I don't have much to say, actually, about Gary's list. The thing that I don't like the most is Heroic Bearing, and the thing that I also think is really... I really want to try is Might of Heroes over Veil of Time. I mean, I guess Veil of Time is fine. I wonder if Icon of the Angel would be just as valuable. I suppose that depends on your librarian being in a good position, but I do like Icon of the Angel a lot. Reroll charges for all Blood Angels within 6 and not limited to core. But yeah, overall, I mean, this is very similar to what I ran. I ran a list like this: Double Ball Predator, Impulsor, Blade Guard, Terminators. I think I had the Terax in there and a Gladiator rather than the Double Ball Predator. But no, this is a fine list. This is a decent 9th edition list. I don't have much that I can say that could improve this. If you're starting with a lot of CP because he needs the Whirlwind and he needs Interrupts, the only way you could have more CP really would be to take Guilliman, and a lot of people aren't fielding Guilliman, and I don't think you're going to really field Guilliman into 10th edition, so it makes sense to practice with Dante now. Douglas says, the only thing that makes the Primaris is their belt buckles. If you look closely, the same belt buckles as Intercessors. I'm using this sole piece of info to say we should call them Primaris. Okay. I was going to say, I can't think what a standard Terminator belt buckle looks like right now. Oh, it's the little like, they're slightly different. Okay, yeah, I mean, they've got the same Primaris belt buckles. Okay. Damien ended up buying 20 more. Did you buy the Assault Terminators, Damien, or just 20 more Terminators in general? James says nothing is ever truly out of print. That's true, James, but it gets harder and harder to get, and it gets longer and longer between being available, right? Lance says he's not sure he's bothered by the new Terminators. Sure, they're great if we can, but if we can just use our old ones, then what's the big deal? Yeah, I mean, I've got 3 squads of these guys, and I think 2 of my squads have chain fists and 1 has power fists, so I can swap these out. The only thing I don't have is I don't have any of these guys made with heavy flamers. But I was thinking about that the other day. I think there's a, like, what did they call them? Space Marine Terminator hero with heavy flamer. I mean, you could just literally buy, well, not one of these ones for $125. You could buy a Terminator Heavy Flamer arm for $199. I was gonna say, maybe I need to do that and just convert that new Terminator, like, convert this guy to have a Heavy Flamer, because I already got like 3 guys with assault cannons. Yes, this assault excuse me. Yes, this assault cannon looks cooler, but just about having the weapon options. I actually probably have one of these, probably on sprue, actually. I was thinking, is this guy, why is this on green plastic? Wasn't this red plastic? Brother Malchius, Heavy Flamer Terminator. Let's search Brother Malchius, see if someone's got him for like a $5. Huh. He's really expensive for some reason, and he's on green plastic. Why is he on green plastic? Yeah, no, that's what I was expecting to see. The guy in red plastic. I mean, I'm sure as hell not going to pay that for it. But he's got a chain fist and a... What is it? A chain fist and a heavy flamer and a custom base. But, like, these guys have the same problem. Like, they won't be Blood Angel specific. So, if you can live with that, I guess you can live with that. Oh my god, this guy's going for $80. eBay makes me sick sometimes. Why is this guy going for $80? Just because he's limited edition? I've got that guy, I just haven't painted him yet. Why are heroes' characters so hard to find? Because they came in blind boxes, meaning you could never choose which one you wanted. So you just had to buy loads of the blind boxes. But there's there's five Terminators for like $27. Buy it now. Not even bids, just buy it now. Sorry, I'm distracted. Heroic Bearing isn't Turbo and Dante. It gives you reroll 1's bubble and 3 inches on Chapter Master reroll. I don't know if it's worth the CP. It's probably worth it. Turkey. On his new base size, it gives you like a much bigger aura, I guess. I just don't know if I think for me, I just try and position Dante better and save the CP. Mercenary says he's just back from the fest. The Terminators look better in person. The Heavy Flamer was a rare pool in the Heroes boxes. Stupid blind buy nonsense. Yes, that's pretty much it. I bought a bunch of the heroes though. Like for a while there, you could buy the blind boxes on eBay for like $5.99, $6.99. So I bought. I bought like 3 or 4 of them when they were like blind boxes. This guy was kind of cool. I've got this guy with like the servo skull attached to him. I got him for like $6. And I know the Cyclone Missile Launcher one went stupidly expensive, which doesn't make a lot of sense considering the Cyclone Missile Launchers suck. They might be better in 10th. But I guess when they do Space Marine heroes, you're going to have to just keep an eye out. I know this guy, the captain, went for stupid money as well. He was cheap. He was definitely cheap. I don't know about Lightning Cloud guy. I never got him. I know the Cyclone Missile Launcher guy was expensive. The guy with the banner, I don't know. The Assault Cannon guy was cheap. And yeah, obviously Assault Cannon doesn't look as good as the new Assault Cannon, I guess. This guy was reasonably cheap. And then so like 4 or 5 of them were pretty cheap, and then 4 or 5 of them were just stupidly expensive. You were given the Servo Skull one for free, aren't you, Lucky? Yeah, so Gary's list is pretty decent for a Blood Angels list. There's minor tweaks there. The thing I wanted to do, the thing I liked the sound of, was Might of Heroes and Commander Dante, right? Because like if you look at Commander Dante's profile, I don't actually know if I've got Commander Dante. Is he actually in stock on Games Workshop, or is he out of stock there? Yeah, okay, he's out of stock there. It doesn't make me feel so bad that I still haven't got my one. If we look at his rules now, so if you did Might of Heroes on him, changes his strength to 5 and his toughness to 5. I like him a lot more in toughness 5. I also like him a lot more at Strength 5 because then his axe becomes Strength 8. And then it also, so it gives him +1 Strength, +1 Toughness, +1 attacks. So when he charges, if he's in Savage Echoes, he's on 10 attacks. So 10 attacks at Strength 8, to me sounds a lot better than 9 attacks at Strength 7. And obviously the Toughness 5 means he can Heroic Angel Sacrifice and be more survivable as well. So the only thing I'm going to be building a Dante list at some point in the future. I might try Mighty Heroes on him before 9th edition changes. Because who knows what psychic powers and stuff we'll have in 10th edition. They'll reprint the heroes at some point. They will, so I guess you're just going to have to be ready and buy some blind boxes. Are there no claws or anything with the new Terminators, asks Fox. So these guys are essentially what we would know as just a Terminator squad, right? Like, a Terminator squad is 5 guys with Stormbolters. One with a power sword, which is a sergeant, and then the other 4 with power fists or chain fists. That's your Terminator squad. An assault Terminator squad is the guys with lightning claws and thunder hammers and storm shields. Off topic, are Stormbolters no AP now? In 10th edition, I think I remember seeing the Terminator profile because they were toughness 5, right? But they didn't. So Stormbolters don't have any AP. Is that right? It's actually a little surprising that Stormbolters don't have any AP. Yeah, I've got it here. Hold on. 2 attacks. 3 up. Rapid fire 2. Yeah, so at half range, they can make 4 attacks, but no AP. Yeah, I know they didn't have AP in 9th, but I was just thinking that, like, if bolt rifles just got made a lot better, would you not maybe expect Stormbolter to be made a bit better? Hey, Foz, good evening. We've gone over one army list. That's the only one I've got tonight, Foz. Not many people are submitting army lists at the moment. I guess everybody's focused on 10th. Everyone's excited for 10th. That makes sense. I only started this channel right after 9th edition came out. So I've never really been in this sort of lull at the end of an edition in terms of like the army list show. If there's only a few people going to events because it's, like I'm not going to another 9th edition event. I see Stormbolters as the SMG version of a bolter. I guess that makes sense, Apollo. I just kind of thought maybe they would give it some AP. I guess not. Send me a list for next week, Foz, so that I've actually got some. Content for next week's show. Thanks so much for hanging out, Blood Angels Chaplain. Good night. I'm not feeling well tonight, guys. I've got a bit of the flu anyway, so it's good that I've got no list to go over because I'm just wanting to go to my bed. My kids both have had my wife's had the flu for like 2 weeks or something, and then just yesterday one of my kids has got it. He was running like a high temperature last night. That's why I think people on the stream last night heard my child. She was just crying really loud and stuff, and people weren't sure if she was okay. My wife, my wife just decided to go to bed and take the kid to bed so that I could get peace to finish out the stream. But yeah, I'm feeling like 80%. I'm all boogers or whatever, so it's fine. I've only got one list tonight. Yeah, but if a couple of you guys could send me a list for next week, it would be appreciated. Even if it's something like not super serious or boarding actions, that'd be fine too. But I mean, I'm on board with the 10th edition train or whatever you want to call it. Like, a lot of my content that's been coming out these last few weeks has been 10th edition stuff. I'm very much looking forward to trying 10th edition. I'm hoping it's going to be really good. I think we know, like, the list that Gary sent tonight, if you didn't see the list, you go back in the stream. Gary's list is pretty much what I've been advocating in Arts of Omen. You want to keep as much fast-moving units as you can, so that's like 2 Death Company, 2 Sangre Guard, or a variation around that. Then you want to put in some Terminators and Blade Guard, and maybe some armor, so you've got some ablative wounds. And you probably want Rites of War in there. And you probably want some Infiltrators for board control. And like, that's how you build an Arts of Omen list in like 1 minute flat. Chuck says, my only plan is to paint the 10th edition box in Blood Angels colours. Yeah, I'm going to struggle to know what to do, honestly, Chuck. I love this librarian. Like, I just love how he looks. So I'm going to paint him probably reasonably early because I think he looks super dope. Obviously, my paint job is never going to look as good as this, but I think his armor is pretty dope. I think he'll look better as a Blood Angels than he does an Ultramarine. I do love this captain, but I'm tempted to wait to see if we get some different weapon options. What's interesting is they said on the stream that this is a relic power sword. So if you're familiar... I was going to say, they said on the stream it's a relic power sword, but then when you look at the rules for it, because I was thinking about that, like, if it's a relic power sword, you would expect it to be a 2 damage weapon. Well, it's not. It's not a relic blade. It's just a power sword. They've just named it on the profile power weapon, strength 5 minus 2/1 damage. So, it's strange they called it a relic power sword, but it's not. Oh, no, because this is the captain. Sorry, this is the Terminator captain. So, have we ever... Captain in Terminator armor. It's been a while since I ran a captain in Terminator armor. What weapon options did a captain in Terminator armor have? Could he take a relic blade? Let's see. He was equipped with a Stormbolt or a power sword. No, that's not right. Sorry. Captain in Terminator armor. Did I not click it? Here it is. Yeah, he was equipped with a Stormbolt or a power sword. Oh, he can take a relic blade. Okay. Never realized the captain in Terminator armor could take a relic blade. Huh, okay, so I do think this guy looks great. I like his base as well, because I mean, it's like a dead screamer killer or something on here, is it? So in terms of my painting, I love this guy. Kind of like this guy. This guy might look cool with like a different helmet in there, for sure. Maybe a beaky helmet, just to switch things up. Stern Guard are fine, but I'm worried about the lack of weapon options. In that, like, if you buy this starter kit, you're probably going to want to buy another squad of Stern Guard, because let's face it, 1 combi plasma. I think this is 2 special issue bolt rifles. A combi melta and a heavy bolter are probably not the best weapon options for these guys. It's weird because this squad feels like it would be the squad where everybody wants the same weapon, right? Like everybody's got a combi plasma or something. But the squad with everybody's got the same weapon is these guys, the Infernus squad. Somebody said a really interesting thing, and I don't know if this is true. Maybe someone at Warhammer Fest knows. Are Infernus squads, are they troops? Or are they... Like, I suppose they could be elites. But if these guys are troops, that might be interesting. I can't decide what I think they're going to be. What about the Apothecary? Well, the Apothecary is a Gravis Apothecary, so he can join Gravis units. And they said it was more about buffing Gravis units than potentially healing them. Based on the datasheet having OC1, probably not. Ben, thanks for pointing that out. So I imagine they'll be heavy support. Bit weird being heavy support if they're just 5. They're just all flamers. Um, so the Gravis Apothecary can join Gravis units, which are aggressors, eradicators. Technically, Inceptors are Gravis, but I can't imagine he can join a flying Gravis unit. So he can probably only join aggressors, eradicators, or heavy intercessors. So I don't actually know how useful he's going to be. Maybe if aggressors are really good, this guy joining them could be good. There was the mention that these stats are vanilla for the starter and they will be slightly different in the actual game. Okay, that's the first I've heard of that. I am worried. Like with this guy, like I'm worried that like I'd make him with a sword, then it would be like just better to have him with a thunderhammer. So I'm not sure how quick I'm going to rush to put everything together. I think the things I'm trying to think like, and obviously there's the dreadnought as well. So like, based on the fact that I bought Augustus recently, I think the things that I would probably do like possibly in like I do a Brutalis dreadnought, then I do like the ballistas. I think I might do those Desolation Marines because they're actually quite good. Like, I suppose it depends on what their 10th edition stat line looks like. I already got 2 squads of these, so I might like finish my firstborn Terminators. So I already got 2 squads of them. I actually got 1 squad of Assault Terminators that are half painted as well. So I've got that's like 3 squads. The Primaris Sternguard, I'm not sure I care about. The Infernus guys, I'm not sure I care about. The Lieutenant is interesting just because Lieutenants we know can join Blade Guard veterans. So I have a few different Primaris Lieutenants. This is another one. This one looks like he's got a combi weapon. If I think Blade Guard are going to be really good, I think I might buy some Blade Guard veterans. Oh, my daughter's up. Just finished 8. Oh, 1 second. Yeah, so the Lieutenant could be interesting. I'm not so sure what the Gravis Apothecary will be. The Librarian can also join Terminators, right? Forgetting what his rules were. Is it going to be easy to find his new rules? I remember his new rules were an article that was called like Psychic or something. It was like maximize all the phases of the game. I think it was after that. Phases. Make all the phases count. Yeah, this was it. So the Terminator librarian joins a squad. The model he's leading gets sustained hits, which means they burst 6s, I think. So their Stormbolters would burst 6s. And they also get a 4-up. Feel no pain against psychic attacks. So, yeah, he might be okay. Not sure he's that good. And then maybe the other thing is, like, finish my Land Raider Crusader. Because the thing I'm most interested in is, like, can a Crusader carry 16 BGVs? If so, I need 16 BGVs. Ben says he bought 2 Blade Guard Lieutenants just before they released 10th data sheet for Lieutenant. Hopefully they don't remove that variant. Yeah, they won't remove that new Blade Guard. He's not going to get removed, 100%. How well sized are the Blood Angels Terminators compared to the new ones? I haven't seen them side by side, but I think the new ones are about 20% bigger. Desolation Marines are quite good as understatement of the year. Yeah, but again, we don't know their 10th edition rules. Purple teaser. Well, thanks. Yeah, I'm sure everybody's going to be getting better soon. I just hear everybody coughing from other rooms. Has anyone seen the Flesh Tears list that went 5-1 at the 350 point GT in Warhammer Fest? It had 3 Brutalis Dreadnoughts and Garrel Seth. No, I've not seen that. I'd love to see it, Red Rum. Can you DM it to me in Discord, or can you put it in can you put it on like the community article or something like that? Foz has used 70 models to paint. Is that all, Foz? Come on, that's newbie figures. 70 models. I was going to say, I dare to think what I have to paint. I probably have 70 models on sprues, Foz. And then probably 150. 150 half painted. Oh, and then the other thing I was thinking was Outriders, question mark? Outriders might be getting good, I'm not sure. The cool thing I like about attaching lieutenants, James, is they said lieutenants let you fall back and charge. And one of the biggest down points of fall back, shoot, and charge. One of the biggest down points of Blood Angels, I think, in 9th edition was our lack of ability to fall back and charge. Because when we get stuck in combat, we lose out on attacks, right? Like, you potentially lose out on 2 attacks per turn by not being able to make a charge. So, lieutenants can have jump packs as well. I kind of forgot that you could do a firstborn lieutenant with a jump pack. That's true. Did the Dreadnought lose the -1 damage ability in 10th edition? I think it has lost it. I think it's been made up for by, if you haven't looked at the new Dreadnought, didn't look at it in full detail. Is the data sheet in this article? Can I click on the Dreadnought and see the data sheet? No, but you can read more here. I think what they've changed with the Dreadnought, it's down the bottom here, is it's gone up to toughness 10, so +3 toughness. It's also got a 2-up save now, which is a lot better than the 3-up save. Remember, AP's down across the board. So, like, I think the way I was looking at it was like, imagine if you were getting hit with a crack missile before, right? Thomas, you used to get wounded on 3s, and then you would save on 5s. That was where it landed. So wounded on 3s, saved on 5s against like a Redemptor chassis dreadnought, if that's what we're calling them. Now, against a crack missile, strength 10, toughness 10, you only get wounded on 4s. -2, save as a 2-up. So you only get you save on 4s. So essentially, it's gone from, like, if you think about it before, wounding on 3s is 66, saving on 5s is 33. So when a crack missile was shot at you before, 44% of the time you took damage. Now when a crack missile is shot at you, 25% of the time you took damage. So you're almost twice as survivable, twice as durable against crack missiles. And that's going to, I mean, that's not just crack missiles. It's going to be any weapon that used to, that, you know, strength 10 weapons. I guess your dreadnought is now almost twice as survivable. Smash Lieutenants is the new meta. Maybe we'll see. Auspex Tactics said that Shock Assault got baked into profiles. It no longer exists. Still, Fall Back in Charge is also still pretty useful, though, Ben, I think. Did I attend Warhammer Fest? I didn't go this year. I couldn't have gone even if I wanted to, Freezy. I've got a 1-year-old and a 3-year-old, dude. I can't leave my wife alone with them for like 3 days. She would go insane. I mean, I would go insane if I was left alone with the two of them for 3 days. Redrum, you sent me the Discord. Thank you so much, Redrum. I'm going to put that on the show next week then. Or I'll make a video about it. I need to make some... I'm still making some 9th edition combat content here and there. Yeah, anyway, I know it's a brief show tonight. Like I said, I'm not feeling very well, so... yeah, maybe we'll cover that Flesh Tears list that went 5-1 next week. And maybe we'll cover... some of you other guys, send me a list for next week. We'll get it on the show. And if you've got any burning topics for 10th edition videos or content or anything like that, send that over to me in a DM or leave me a YouTube comment and we'll see what we can do. Okay. Yeah, even if you want to attach a foot slogging character to Blade Guard veterans, you could still put 3 squads of 4 Blade Guard in a Crusader, all with a character attached. The 2 units that I think will be good in 10th are Death Company, Intercessors, and Aggressors, especially with the new transport rules. I don't know if I feel Death Company Intercessors will be good just because they only have chain swords, and there's no guarantee that we're gonna get +1 to wound as our chapter tactic, right, Foz? Like, nobody knows that. So if you don't get +1 to wound, chain swords are probably not that good. And even with +1 to wound, with the increased toughness of vehicles, chain swords are probably going to be pretty ineffective against vehicles now. I can't see toughness 4. It's going to be really interesting to see how it shakes out. I'm fortunate in that I already have quite a lot of armor in terms of like tanks, dreadnoughts. I've always been someone that enjoyed playing armor. Are these going to be another troop choice? No, I don't think anything. I don't think anything in the new box is a troop choice. And I think that Blood Angels are going to need armor in 9th edition. 10th edition, sorry. Like, really going to need some armor. And you're probably going to need your armor to be able to kill other armor. In fairness, I don't think are, because it showed the data sheet for them and their objective control 1. I think they could have been troops, but I don't think they are. You're going to need dedicated fire support to deal with high toughness. Yes, 100%. You might even see, like, Blood Angels used to be run like 3 Predator tanks, all with like 4 last cannons on them. The other thing that'll be really interesting to know is, if you go back to 8th edition, what was like totally good in the meta in 8th edition was what was it again? It was Relic Contemptors with double las cannons on each arm, right? Because if I remember correctly, in 8th edition, Relic Contemptors used to hit on 2s. So you would get 4 las cannons hitting on 2s and they could benefit from rerolls. And that, when I bought my Relic Contemptors, and I bought 2 of them, that's the original loadout that I bought for them, right? Like the 2 double las cannon arm variants. Because that's what everybody was running. Relic Contemptors had other rules in 8th edition where they had like a feel no pain against all incoming wounds. Troops isn't a thing in 10th, it's battle line or it's not. I mean, I guess they could be battle line, but they're OC1, so it doesn't seem like they'd be that good. Looks like las cannons are still D6 damage. It does. It does. Yeah, I'm not really a fan of the Inferno squad. I don't see how you could use them very effectively. Like, I'm obviously missing something, but yeah, I'm not in love with them, Highland. Alright, I'm starting to struggle to talk a little bit here, so one more minute and I'm jumping off, and we'll have a longer show next week when I'm feeling better. They're basic and boring. I don't know if they're boring, but they remind me too much of intercessors, right? Intercessors are like the standard unit that you get, that everybody has, but then nobody fields them. I mean, a few people here and there maybe field intercessors, but not many people. But I mean, yeah, I was gonna say that's just what Primaris models are usually, where it's like 10 guys, 5 guys, and lack of weapon options. Like lack of weapon options is like, or lack of customization is the thing that we always bring up with the Primaris. That Sternguard kit looks like it could be starting to get a little bit more customized there, but yeah, I'm probably going to buy the new box. I want the Dreadnought. I want the Librarian, I think. But the Sternguard with our firstborn upgrade sprue would be good. That's a good point, Freezy. Yeah, I mean, I guess it depends how. It depends on those Sternguard if those arms are single pieces or not. Because there's a good chance that those arms with the guns on them will be single pieces. And if they're single pieces, then it's a pain in the arse to. Like, you can do it. Like, you can clip off all this bit, like the whole shoulder pad, and put another shoulder pad on top of it. It's a real pain in the arse to do. Sometimes it's hard to do without damaging the arm underneath it as well, depending on where the joints are. Like if the shoulder pad and the arm is a single piece, then it'll be a real pain in the ass to put custom shoulder pads on these guys. Uh, I think these are going to be special issue bolt rifles. So I think it's 2 special issue bolt rifles: a combi melta, a combi plasma, and a heavy bolter. But the thing I don't like about this Highland Phoenix is because it's going to be monopose. That's definitely probably not going to be the best weapon options for these guys. So you're going to need to buy a second Sternguard squad to make the best weapon options, I guess, or to give you some flexibility on the weapon options, right? Which is fine. Like, I'm not against like buying another squad of guys, but it's just annoying that that's the way it goes. There's a few people that are saying like, and actually, yeah, you make a good point there as well. The sergeant of a Sternguard squad should probably be able to get like a power fist or a power sword or something for free. Well, maybe not for free in the new 10th edition rules, but the sergeant can definitely take a combat weapon. So yeah, you're gonna need to buy a second Sternguard squad. There's a few people saying they're not buying this box because it isn't great for melee marines, and I get it. I feel like you're totally justified if you don't want the box. There's not enough for melee marines in there. I get it. I still want it just because I guess I've had the box for the last 3 editions, and I'm gonna get it again. Like I haven't even opened my Augustus box. Well, I have actually now. Have actually opened it now. I guess I'm gonna build the Brutalis next. I think. It's not as good as Indomitus. It's definitely not as good for a melee army as Indomitus. I feel like if you've got like I feel like if you don't have the Terminators, then it might be worth getting. I 100% have, I've got a Terminator Librarian, I've got a Terminator Captain, I've got 5, I've got 10, 15, I've got I've got 15 of these guys. So if you've already got that, then I can understand why you wouldn't want, like, at that point you're buying it for the Dreadnought and the Inferno Squad and these two. I'll get it, but I agree. I think how many more releases need to come before we get like a box like this, right? It's just all fast attack Marines. Like none of this shooting shit. Ultramarines, we've had Ultramarines boxes for 3 editions now, which is fine. Give us the fast moving guys. Proper good. Everybody's got a jump pack. 10 Primaris Assault Marines. 10 Vanguard veterans with jump packs. And then a Smash Captain with a Thunderhammer. That's what we need in the next box. Him's going. Yeah, if you can trade it with a NIDS player, that's a great idea as well. Anyway, that's my daughter up again. I'm not feeling well, guys. I'm gonna call it a night. I'll see you guys next week. Send me some lists because I do not have barely any for next week. I get none. Thanks so much for watching. Please like the stream before you go. I'll catch you guys. I'll be live at some point this week. I think we're going for a live battle on Wednesday night again, so should be live on Wednesday. I'll catch you guys then.